everyone, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to your 30-minute yin practice. I'm Angie, hello. Before we get started, if you would like, you can grab yourself a few things. As always, you don't need anything for this practice, but some things might make you feel more comfortable and more supported. So you can grab yourself a bolster and or a bed pillow, and I've got with me a blanket as well, just in case you've got sensitive knees or sensitive feet. That will come in handy. So we're going to get started with a little stretching through the neck. So make yourself comfortable in a seated position. If you don't feel comfortable sitting on the floor, then feel free to sit on a bed instead, or on a chair or a sofa, whatever you've got near you, if sitting on the floor doesn't feel good. If you've got a bolster or a couple of bed pillows, you might want to straddle the bolster or bed pillows to help have a little bit more blood flowing through the legs if you start to feel pins and needly, if you have the legs crossed. So just take a few moments to get yourself comfortable. Just so you know, I've got with me my phone. That's just going to be a timing device. I'm not going to be scrolling as we practice. So once you're getting yourself settled up and you've got your playlist on, there's a playlist in the description down below if you'd like to listen along. Just close down the eyes and get yourself really settled into these 30 minutes that are just for you. 30 minutes to be slow, to be chilled, to be calm. And really to not have to think or worry about anything else but right now. Bringing yourself to the present moment to feel calm, to feel centered, and perhaps to allow your inner critic or the voice inside your head to quieten down for a moment. So coming into the stretch for the neck, so just taking your left ear to the left shoulder. You're going to either hold it here, or you can add a little bit of extra pressure onto the head by taking the left hand onto the right side of the face. We're going to be holding this one for a minute. So what happens when we go into a yin pose is that we are allowing the body to reach deeper into a stretch. So instead of the stretch going just to the muscle tissue, we're allowing the stretch to reach deeper to the fascia, which is the connective tissues between muscle and bone. It allows a deeper physical release, and it also allows, as we rest in stillness, to find more space mentally. And you can judge here how much pressure you put on the head with the hand. It doesn't have to be a lot, just a little bit of extra guidance. And as much as you can, allow your body to settle into complete stillness. So even if there's a little fidget wanting to come out into the fingers, try instead to shift the focus to the sensations in the right side of your neck. So when the urge of a fidget arises, we are able to control the mind and shift the focus to another part of the body. This might happen a few times. It might happen with a fidget, it might happen with a thought. Each time we just shift the focus back. Nice one, guys. We've actually been here for a minute and a half, so it's just slowly releasing that left hand back down towards the thigh or knee, and then bring the head back through center gently. I want you to just take a moment in center to notice how the right side differs to the left. And then we'll take the right ear to the right shoulder. Feel a stretch through the left side of the neck, and then you'll take your right hand onto the left side of the face, gentle pressure. And we're here for another minute and a half this time. Again, easing off if the pressure gets too much, or if you feel like the space in the neck has grown or softened a little. Perhaps you can put extra pressure on. Just making that call to make sure you're finding the most release and the most calm. Finding that good spot right in the middle. Not too much, not too little. Just right. And again, if any urges of fidgeting comes up, just notice it and see if you can shift the focus to the neck. And then bringing the head back to center as you drop the right hand back down to the thigh. Now bring your awareness to your breath. Did you have an awareness already on your breath? Or was the mind wandering off, or were you so intensely focused on the neck? Again, just noticing. Good. Another stretch here. So if you need to have a little move around so that your legs are more happy, then please feel free to do so. If you need to change legs, then do that, if you're cross-legged. So we're going to drop the chin to the chest, then you're going to take the hands behind the back of the head and interlace the fingers, and just put a really gentle pressure in the base of the skull. So you're keeping your spine long, the stretch is coming into the back of the neck. We're going to be here for 1.5 minutes. If you want a slightly deeper stretch, start to draw the elbows forwards and towards each other, but keeping the shoulders back. And you start to feel that as a stretch into the traps as well. Perhaps you can put a little bit more pressure, or perhaps you need to ease the pressure off. And then releasing the hands and just bringing the head back through center. Let's take the head around in circles 3 times one way without dropping the head back, but just thinking about lifting the chin up instead of back. And maybe noticing if there's a little bit more space as you move around. And then we'll take those circles around the other way. Nice one, guys. Taking the hands to the floor in front of you. Just moving yourself to a tabletop position right in the middle of the mat. So take away any props that you were using, anything else that you need to make your practice a little bit easier. You can from here place the blanket underneath your knees if you have sensitive knees. because we're going to be coming down into a puppy dog pose. So you're going to take your hands to the front two corners of your mat, and then just let your heart sink down towards the ground. So this is a good stretch for the shoulders. If the floor is really far away from you, you can either take a bed pillow or a couple of bed pillows or a bolster underneath the chest and release yourself down so you don't have to go down as far. You want to try to keep your hips above your knees, so you also feel a slight decompression of the spine, so you feel the spine lengthening and drawing down towards the ground. Once you're there and set up, allow your body to find stillness, and we're here for 2 minutes. Noticing any fidgets in your body, and trying to let them go. Less than a minute. Every exhale, sinking your chest even deeper. Feeling the muscles around your belly lengthen. Feeling your breath calm the nervous system down. And also noticing how just being completely still helps to calm the body as well. Without the distraction of fidgets. When you're ready, slowly walking the hands back. We're going to come into a hip opener now, so you're going to grab your blanket or pillow. You'll need this for your knees if you're not on a carpet. I'm going to turn around so I can show you this way. So you're going to take your blanket quite wide so that your knees can go wide. And then you're going to take your knees as wide as feels comfortable. Then you're going to bring your feet in line with your knees. Now I've got quite relatively tight hips. Your knees might be a lot wider or they might be a lot narrower. So it just depends on your hip structure in this one. It's quite a raw pose as well, so don't be alarmed. So once you're there, your feet in line with your knees, you're going to walk your hands forwards. You can either rest on your forearms or you can take a bolster underneath the body or again a couple of pillows. So again, saying don't be alarmed. It does feel quite intense to start off with, but once you sink into it, you should be fine if you prop yourself up enough. So once you're there, you're going to try to gently press your hips slightly back, and that should be the beginning of a really nice stretch for the inner thighs and for your hips. So we're going to be 3 minutes here. So just turning the head to face the right side to start off with, left ear to the mat. And even though this potentially is quite a challenging pose if you've got very tight hips or quite a pose with quite a lot of sensation, I want you to really try to sink down, really think about the breath being slow and deep into the belly. And even though it is quite challenging, see if you can calm the body down by being completely still and trying to let go of any fidgets. If the urge for a fidget arises, just shifting the focus back to your body and back to the hips, back to the breath. Can you let go of any muscles now around your pelvis? We have a sort of tendency or a natural reaction to hold on to the muscles because that helps to keep us safe. But if you try to relax the muscles, then the body slowly comes to term with this pose being safe for you, and that will actually help to find a little bit more space in the fascia and the tendons and ligaments. So if you have very tight hips, this is a really good one to do. Let's turn the head to face the other side now. If you need to ease out, slide your body forward slightly. If you need to go a little bit deeper, slide your body back just slightly. Nice one, just walking the hands back very slowly. We're going to come out of this in a very slow way. So what I like to do first is just bring the body up halfway, then slowly bring your feet back together. Then start to send the pelvis back to the heels. Then ease your hands back, and you can use the pressure of the hands to glide the legs back together. There's not too much pressure on your hips as you're coming back up. Let's rebound out of this one now. So just taking away all of your props. And come to lie flat on your front. And taking the hands underneath the forehead. And taking 5 deep breaths in. 5. And out. 4. And out. 3. And out. 2. And out. And 1. So I'm going again into the shoulders. So you're going to take your right arm underneath your body, sort of feed it across. Then you're going to take your left arm over the top, or cross it in front, sorry. And then you're going to feed your left arm towards the right hand side. So you've got this crossing of the arms underneath the body. Then you're just going to let your head relax over the arms. If you have sensitive knees, you might want to place something underneath the knees just so they're not going down into a hard floor. You can pad up your feet at the back so the knees aren't completely long. And you can also have a pillow at the front to rest your head onto. So we're going to be here for 2 minutes each side, starting now. Can you find more stillness whenever the urge of fidgets or movement comes in? Shift the focus. Feeling how your body anchors into the pose once you do. Last few breaths. And then we're going to walk the arms back. Just slide them across and take the hands back underneath the forehead. If you want a little bit of movement now, you can lift the feet away from the ground and just roll the feet around in circles 3 times one way and 3 times the other way. With your shoulders and your arms still and heavy, just a little bit of movement for the lower part of the body. Taking the feet back down to the floor or bolster. We'll go for the other side. So you're going to cross the left arm towards the right side, then right arm crosses in front, right arm goes towards the left side. 2 minutes. Last few seconds, last few breaths. And lifting the head up and really gently sliding the arms apart to rest the forehead back on the hands. If you want to, if it feels nice, you can take your arms out to the side just to relax into the shoulders. And turning the head to face the other direction if you have the head on the ground. So bring the hands back underneath the shoulders and lift yourself up into a tabletop. So you can leave the blanket underneath you if you'd like. You can use your pillow or bolster underneath the legs. You're going to come down to lie on your back. So have the pillow behind you just in case you want it. And then you're going to roll yourself all the way down. Bring your knees in towards your chest once you're there and give your knees a gentle sway from side to side. Perhaps moving the knees around in circles to massage the lower back into the ground. So from here we're just going to take the knees over towards the left hand side. You might need to shuffle your hips a little bit further back for this one. And just make sure you've got enough space around you for your arms to extend out to the side. So from here, you're just going to take your right arm all the way up towards the ceiling. And then take your right hand onto the left hand, so like you're closing a book. Then you're just going to reverse and open the book up and out. And let your head look over to the right. Bringing the arm up. Taking the right hand onto the left. And then taking the arm up. And taking it back out to the floor. Twice more like that. Very gentle movement. How does it feel after being still for so long? And even though there is movement in the body, can you still let go of any fidgets? Anywhere else in the body that wants to get involved? Good, once you've done 4 of those on that side, just turning the knees to face the other direction, move the hips a little if you need to. Then you're going to take the left arm up towards the ceiling and take it over to join the right. And taking the left arm up and back over to the left. And taking that 3 more times. With this movement, there's no rush. And seeing if you can let go of any fidgets that are arising in the rest of the body. You'd be surprised how much there's a fidget. My little fingers always tend to do their own thing when I'm moving. So just notice those. There's no judgment, but just bringing awareness to it so that you can maybe start to release that and just find a little bit more stillness and calm. And bring the body back, once you've done 4 of those, into center, and then bring yourself down to Savasana. You can take your pillow underneath your head. That makes you feel more comfortable and more relaxed. Once you're there, taking a long breath in A long breath out. And as you rest here, I'm going to leave you in silence. I often guide you through this, but today I'm going to leave you in silence, and I just want you to notice any fidgets that arise in your body. Really tune into them. Or even the urge of a fidget. And then shifting the focus back to the body. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Notice now if your body would like to move or if it's quite happy in stillness. And feel free to take some more time here if you need it. When you are ready, let some movement flicker into your fingers and then your toes. Then roll the wrists and the ankles and give yourself a stretch. And then roll yourself over onto one side and bring yourself up to seated. Thank you guys, I hope you had a wonderful practice and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day and your evening or weekend, whatever time it is for you. I'll see you here again soon. If you haven't already, subscribe, the link is just down here, or I think there's one over here or just down below. And I'll see you here again soon. Thanks guys, take care.